All right, let's talk about something I tweeted.
Yes, I'm very curious into this.
Yeah.
You tweeted the other day, Sam Sheffer tweeted that he uses his phone too much, and you responded with, so do I, here's a worthy challenge, start the first hour of the day without your phone.
Yeah.
And this is something I've actually it's been one of those things I've told myself I wanted to do for a long time, and yet every single morning I actively do not do it, the exact opposite.
I think you have to just go cold turkey.
So first question is, have you started doing this yet?
I started doing this. I started doing this maybe 2
Your
weeks
tweet
ago.
was 2 weeks ago. So
Okay, something like that, yeah. So really the idea is like when you use your phone, you're just beaming white light into your eyes.
Yes.
And there's a million solutions around this. And everyone always says, hey, don't use your phone within an hour of waking up or going to sleep because it looks nothing like the sunlight you're supposed to experience at those times of the day. Blah, 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 circadian rhythm, blah, blah, blah. You can sleep better. And I'm always like, well, I can sleep better. I want to fix this. So I know I use my phone a lot, but there's also like these blue light glasses solutions where like, okay, I realize I might be on the computer emailing like very close to when I go to sleep. There's no way around this for me. Maybe the solution is blue light glasses, which are supposed to filter out the blue light from the screen and only let in some of those warmer hues so your body is at least not beaming in that middle of the day type light.
There's also some apps too, like my phone at 10 o'clock.
Another one, exactly. And I've come to the realization that I cannot get away from screen time before I sleep. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I know you're all telling me, yeah, Marques, here's the simple trick you need. I just can't do it.
No, there's somebody watching this right now, like with their eyes closing and they're trying to go to sleep. And
it's just I'm answering emails or I'm doing something until the second that I'm like, I need to go to sleep now.
I'm with you, yeah.
So, but the beginning of the day is my opportunity to make a change. So I wake up, I have an alarm clock, and I try to spend as much as possible getting my day started without my phone. I don't go necessarily a full hour every time. It varies depending on the day or what's happening that day. I live by my Google Calendar. Like I need it to function as a human. It's kind of sad, actually. Like I actually need it.
It's better than no schedule.
Yeah. I genuinely use it a lot. So basically now my routine is I wake up. Usually I have my watch as my alarm clock. So my phones are like charging next to me on the nightstand, but my watch wakes me up by tapping me on the wrist. I'd stop it there. And within like 5 minutes, I like roll over, feet on the floor, and just walk right past my phones and like get changed and start my day like that. And so this eliminates the like classic roll over, grab the phone. Especially if it's your alarm clock, you roll over, grab your alarm clock, which is also your phone, stop it, and then just go unlock it and jump into some apps and don't do anything. And I just have this like weird third person vision of myself, like sitting in bed, scrolling on a piece of glass and not doing anything. And I'm like, I could start my day so much better than this. So that's what I've been trying to do.
Yeah.
I have like a 90% success rate, I think.
Okay. I mean, that's a really great start 2 weeks in. This is something that I don't know if I want to say struggled with, but morning routine for me has always been something that I never thought I'd been doing very well. My old morning routine back since like high school or college days was like, what is the last possible minute my alarm can go off where I will make it to this thing on time? And that is like, whether I shower at night or shower in the morning, like how can I get ready, get in the car and go to where I need to in the least amount of time possible. So a couple years ago, I told myself like, this is not a good thing to do. I find myself being more tired because I'm getting to these places within 20 or 30 minutes. Like I used to go to my old IT job. I would probably be in my desk like 30 minutes after I woke up. So like, to me, that felt like wasn't giving myself enough time to really
like wake up.
So then my newer thing was I'm going to wake up almost like 30 minutes to an hour earlier and like relax a little bit. Like I'm not going to just hop out of bed because I used to do what you did.
That was my thing.
I would have to hit feet on the floor and go. And like, that's a really great thing to do if like you're really busy all the time, but it felt at a certain point, like I was cutting it too close.
Yeah.
So trying to wake up, then I dove into this habit, which I'm currently in now, which is I lay under the blankets and I sit on my phone for the majority of my morning before I then leave.
Before you've gotten to the time where you're like, I absolutely must get up now.
Yep. So like a really good example. I mean, I can literally give you I wake up at 7 o'clock. I leave my house by 8 o'clock. there are multiple times I will still be on TikTok or Twitter and it's 7:40.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a problem. I need to shower. I need to pack my lunch. I need to let the dog out. I need to warm the car up. I need to leave.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's a worse habit at this point.
Right. And you're like, why did I even wake up at 7?
Yeah, I mean, I do like the process. I feel a little more awake because I've like been awake for a bit longer. But I think the worst thing lately is I flip over, I grab my phone because I don't have a watch. As I'm swiping the alarm up, I'm basically then swiping away the lock screen and on Twitter within 30 seconds.
Yep.
And that feels bad for my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't drink coffee. I'm not a high, caffeine person. Like my waking up is like just getting the blood moving through my body, like walking around and the sun like shining in your face. And like, that's kind of cold water in your face and that's it. And you're awake. But yeah, that's
90 sips of water out of your hand until you throw up.
I'm not on that level. I'm not on that level. But yeah, it's I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of the screen time right before bed. That's tough. It's really tough.
My advice for that is, have you ever had melatonin?
Yes.
I love melatonin.
Yeah.
That is my maybe it takes a little longer to fall asleep, but you stay asleep. At least in my experience so far. I'm sure there are people out there who think it's like a bro science drug.
I'm sure it will come to this. I've always been jealous of people who can fall asleep like that.
I cannot.
I cannot. It takes me an hour to fall. My watch shows me on the graph. Like if you check the Apple Health app, it'll be like, here's how long you were asleep, but here's how long you had the sleep setting on.
Yeah.
And it's always like the beginning of the graph is like you were in bed for an hour and a half staring at the ceiling, tossing and turning. You were not asleep.
Okay, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my motivation is to get better at sleeping.
I think the best way that could be solved is if we somehow had a robot that you're always, at least I feel like this, and I know other people feel like this, but sometimes if I'm watching TV, my eyes are like closing and every part of me wishes I could just fall asleep in my bed at that point because the act of getting up, brushing your teeth and going to bed, then you're laying in your bed, you're like, I'm awake.
Yep.
What else can I do? It's like, I wish I could have just fell asleep on the couch, but had woken up in my bed and ready to go for the morning.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a gradual process. We're getting, what is it called? What is your phone keeping track of? They both have it. It's a digital well-being. That's the
your
word.
well-being. Yeah,
your digital well-being is important. A lot of screen on time during the day, a lot of looking at a thing close up. I used to think that was like ruining my eyesight. I don't actually know if that's true. Just because
it makes my eyes hurt some morning. The reason I keep thinking about this is because like sometimes in the morning I'll just like put my phone down and blink a bunch and be like, I feel like this was not a good idea.
I've read into it. It's like you're definitely straining your eyes. There's a combination of like how much light is coming in versus like how close you're focusing. So it turns out it's not making your vision worse necessarily. But it's definitely straining your eyes.
Okay.
My philosophy was like minimizing my screen on time does not minimize my screen time because I work on a screen all day.
Yes.
So if I take an hour of screen time out of my life and like every possible convenient moment, I'm like, no, I won't look at my phone. I'm still spending hours and hours a day with a screen right in front of me. So I'm like, all right, I've sacrificed that. I'm going to look at screens up close all day. That's fine. But as long as I can like sleep better and start the day better, maybe that's worth a little change.
I totally agree. And one thing I would like to change is exactly what you said. Like we work on social media. A lot of people go to work and they can't check their phone and stuff. Like checking our phone and social media is part of our work. So I kind of want to like get to the point where I'm not checking any of that till I'm in work. It's like an hour and a half later. I can do it. I would love if I could start waking up and like working out a little bit, even if it's just half an hour.
Oh, that was my other
really
thing.
Wake up.
Yeah, so I only work out at night. And this is my other thing. So in college, we had 3 7 a.m. practices a week. And so I cannot start my day without breakfast. So in college, I got up at 6 a.m. 3 times a week to have breakfast, walk through the cold, a mile up through the hill, through the freezing, whatever weather was happening for our winter practice, got to the gym, worked out from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. That made it incredibly easy for me to get up early. And I would always wake up in the morning and wake up and work out early in the morning. Now that I've graduated and we don't have morning practices anymore, all our practices are at night. All the games we play are at night or in the afternoon. All the physical exertion I ever need to do is like my brain is tricked into thinking that happens at night. So as much as I want to be the guy that wakes up at 6 a.m., works out at 7, and is like leaving for work by 8:30, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I would like to do it because even when it comes to either working out at night or like if I work out too close to bed, I'm amped up. I don't want to go to bed.
That's why I think I sleep badly.
Yeah, I think it's that, or even, I mean, like maybe this is me being a huge nerd, but I play like, when I play games, they're usually competitive and I'll be like amped up before I go to bed.
Yeah, you got adrenaline going at like 9, 10 o'clock.
It's really hard to go to sleep
Yeah.
after that. But you know, the gym is opening up in the building soon, so maybe we can start our mornings with a workout and going over the day instead. Maybe that'll be our secret to not looking at our phones in the morning.
Video planning while doing workouts. I'm about it. Well, I want to open this up to the comments. If anyone has any ideas other than drugs, let me know.
Or if you've got some cool drugs too.
Melatonin's about as far as I'll go as far as drugs. But like, let me know what other tricks or hacks you might have. I've sacrificed,
legal ones.
Legal ones, preferably easily accessible. I know blue light glasses are easily accessible. Other tricks that you found actually work for you. If you have those, hit me up on Twitter. Let me know in the comments. Super down to try it.
Can I make a suggestion?
Please.
Ooh, yes.
Please.
Meditation.
Meditation when?
That's boring.
Right before bed for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Just calm down.
So what do you do for meditation when you do that?
Nothing.
Well, that's...
Harder, easier said than done.
Just sit there for 10 minutes.
Do you just like focus on your breathing?
I try. That's not always what happens.
It takes practice.
Yeah.
Like meditation, you have to like practice it to get good at it. I think you start off, if I started to meditate right now, my brain would immediately go to what else could I be doing right now with my time?
You could probably hear your breathing in the microphone too, which would be kind of weird. But.
Yeah, but I like that because that gets you off the screen right before bed and that calms you generally. You're probably not beating 150 beats per minute while meditating. At least I hope. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try anything, honestly. So, hey, thanks for watching this clip of the Waveform podcast. Hey, make sure you've gotten gifts for people you need already. Are you on that? Drink water. Straighten up your posture a little bit. And make sure you've got gifts for people because they're going to want them. And you're going to want to feel that giving feeling for the holiday season. Don't be late. That's all my advice. It's unsolicited, but it's definitely good advice, so you're welcome.
I second everything.
Subscribe. See you later. Bye.